Hello, UHL fans. We are back. Sorry for the wait. Had a bit of a week off, but we are back with another edition of Inside the UHL. Now, we got a very jam-packed edition here, so we're going to break this up into two different episodes, I guess you could say. Anyways, let's break it down right now to you. 9 games into the season. Last year we had 10 games. This year we are going to have 15. That is a definite. That is confirmed. Commissioner Hardacre has confirmed that, so we got 6 more games to go in this season. Last year we only had 10 games, so I mean at this point last season, we were just about done the regular season after 9 games. But the season continues, and I tell you, looking at these standings, if we only did have a 10-game season, this last game would be oh so critical, as you got Greg McMillan in the lead still with 20 points. Kevin Lee chasing him 19 points. Nick and Stewart tied for third with 17 points. Gradinsky and Hardacre tied for fifth place with 16 points. Then you got Riley Bell creeping back. You know, he started off really slow, but now has crept up and is in 7th place with 10 points. And then a tie for 8th place with 8 points. So, I mean, if we had a 10-game season, this would be a very critical final game. But we have 15 games, and we are very excited. Let's get right down to it. Let's flash back, why don't we, to June 19th, 2008, the last time Edward Dodsworth won. Then we fast forward to June 18th, 2009, Game 8 in the UHL. Edward still hasn't won, but comes through. The guy finally wins, and we got to give him a major BAM, his first BAM of the season. I mean, this guy, he played great. He played great. He kept his mind in the game. He didn't get flustered at all. He was so determined and just wanted to win so bad. And the guy came through in the clutch, and he won. He won. He got his first 3 points. And then, after a year's wait, he finally gets his win. You know, all the pressure was on him to actually win. All the pressure was on him, and he delivered. He delivered. You know, people talking before the game, can Ed win? Is he actually gonna win? You know, is the year-long drought gonna end? And he came through. Give him credit. The thing though is he wins, and then the guy becomes greedy, and the next game he wins again. I mean, he goes a year without winning, and then all of a sudden he wins 2 in a row, and now he's tied for 8th place. And with the new tiebreaker rule that we have in, he has more points than Winsfield Link, and all of a sudden, he's in 8th spot. He gets into the top 8. Great story. It is just a great story here. Edward, we give you full props. I'm going to give you another BAM just because of his heart and determination. And, I mean, the guy, after talking with him after the game, Commissioner Hardacre, you know, asked him, you know, are you glad that the streak's over? And he said, no, you know, I just got to keep playing. The season's not done yet. I haven't really accomplished anything. So the guy just keeps on pushing, and good for him. Good for him. Let's also talk about Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee, I mean, the guy, I don't know what you can say, if he's hated in the league, if he's liked, if he's a guy you hate to have against you or like to have with you, but he puts the ball in the net. No doubt about that. He is an amazing goal scorer, obliterating the field in the Rocker Richard Trophy, even catching up to Hardacre in the Art Ross Trophy. The guy is just an offensive juggernaut. In Game 8, we have to give him a major BAM for not his offensive effort, but his defensive effort. 1 goal game. 1 goal game with less than 15 seconds on the clock, and he blocks a hard, big shot from Riley Bell. A huge defensive play that actually ended the game. Kevin Lee obviously went down hurt from this huge bullet from Riley, but the guy got up. He had heart and guts, and he got up and finished out the last 10 seconds, and the game ended because of his defensive effort. So, I mean, we can talk all we want that Kevin never plays defense, that he only plays offense, he's a selfish player, he's only for himself. The guy wanted to win, and he won because of his shot. Who knows? I mean, balls were getting through all game for Riley. They just weren't going in the net. Who knows? That could have been the shot that went in the net. But instead, Kevin Lee blocks it, and his team wins, and he moves closer to that President's Trophy. And Kevin really wants to rack up the trophies this year. I mean, Art Ross, Rocker Richard, and he's going for President's Trophy. The guy is just wanting to rack up the trophies all around the place. And then we move into another story. Oh, sorry, Kevin. We'll give you a ban for that one. That was a major ban. And then we move to a story of a guy that really needs to step up. And we look back. Let's flash back again to last year. Andrew Hardacre started the season great. He did well. He was right at the top of the leaderboard. But then he shrugged off and he slowed down. And I don't know if it was this season that got to him and him getting fatigued, but he wasn't able to close it out well. And he gave up some serious points and fell out of the top four, and that proved very costly as he lost in the quarterfinals. Fast forward to this year, he does the same thing again, and then now going on a 2-game losing streak, going into Game 8. He was doing the same thing again. And the guy, I mean, he's a great player, and I mean, this just shows what the UHL is about. It's about, although you can put the ball in the net and be leading in points, that doesn't mean anything. You can have a Stuart Cottrell, who's possibly the best defenseman in the league, and he's ahead of you. You can have Kevin Lee, who's maybe one of the best defensemen in the league, ahead of you. You can have Nick Lai, one of the best goaltenders and defensemen in the league too, right ahead of you, and Greg McMillan, a two-way player. So just because you put the ball, this is the essence of the UHL, just because you can score goals and set up plays doesn't mean you're going to have all that success. I mean, we've seen cases, aka Kevin Lee right now, but it doesn't always mean success. And this was the case for Hardacre. He was struggling to get points. And then going into Game 8, he wanted to win bad, and he came out on the losing end, and all of a sudden, he's got a 3-game losing streak, and it's looking like the same story from last year. We step into Game 9, and he wins. He stepped up, he got the game-winning goal in a 1-0 against Lai, and Hardacre got his point, and he can move on from this, and him and Gradinsky are tied still. I mean, it's been a great season so far. We're really looking forward to the second half of this episode. We're going to go to break right now, but we will be right back on Inside the UHL.